heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kyusho here, and now, before we do continue, let us give a brief little review. Now, in the last part, we had Izumi and Bakugo. Now, the two, they actually are going through a bit of things. Right now they are trying to recruit and make a plan. They want to try and take down the asshole who tried to kill them. The man has not had very many friends. He's made one mistake in Night City, showing his ass and pissing people off. And right now, a lot of people are gunning for him. Izumi and Bakugo, they're following leads and getting people on their side. And right now, very soon, it's going to come to a head. They're looking into a brain dance situation right now to gain a lead. And if they can find something, then it will help them in the end. And then we also at least have things between Izuku and Katsuki. Now, things between these two are very strange. The two don't know anything about their past. As far as they know, it starts on the riverbank. However, in the last part, the two talked about it. What were they to each other? I mean, they know they can trust each other. They get this comforting feeling from looking at them. They recognize it in the face. Subconsciously they're remembering that they know the person who they resemble. And right now, they're thinking about the wrong thing. They think that they were together before they lost their memories, when in actuality, they're remembering their other counterparts. Now, with that Bakugo, she kissed Izuku, over the two were looking at the stars, and talking about the very same situation. And, well, the two, they were spending this time together, and, well, growing closer, there actually was somebody who was watching them, who, they were in a building not too far away, and they were quite surprised as to how things are. Where they're from, the world is in absolute fucking ruins. Things aren't at all like they are here. And, well, this world, yeah. If one day they woke up here, they would have been thankful. However, right now, they are not thankful. They are angry. Where they were taken from, they've lost a lot. And they have a chance to gain it back. That is, if they succeed. Now, with that being said, we actually will cut over to Izuku and Katsuki, where the two, they would wake up. It's early in the morning, and Izuku, he does wake up to the sun beating into his eyes. And Deku, he does go to someone shift around and move, before going to bring his hand out from underneath the blanket, and going to block his eyes from the sun. As Bakugo, she does go to someone stir, ask him if he's okay, as she does so much lean off of his arm. I'm fine. Just, the sun. It's bright. I can't see. Right. Now, the two, they do somewhat wait. And after they do go to readjust to the oncoming light from the sunrise, they try to get things in order. They know what they need to do today, and they've been talking about it for some time. So let's get this all in order. The two having breakfast and getting ready. The two, they feel great. This is the first time they've actually eaten more than what they thought they could. They're full and they're well rested. And right now, they have full energy. Now, the two, they do go to leave the building. And after they do so, they do head to the area where they were going to scavenge today. and they're both talking about it. So, what do you think we'll find today? Not too sure. Hopefully, we'll actually find something more than just cans without labels. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit weird, but sometimes we get an indicator. Yeah, we do, but I rather more or less like to know more than just from shaking a can and some half rotten label what we're about to open. Well, that is true, but it was a nice night overall. It was. Yeah. So, if that dream we if the dream I had any actual meaning, do you think that we would have found anything sooner? I don't know. But maybe my dream had meaning. Her walking up to Deku and giving him a side glance and a bit of a smile. And Deku, he can't help but somewhat smile back, talking about how maybe she is right. Deku bringing his hand up and going on to Bakugo's. And Bakugo, she just goes somewhat smile and hold on to Deku's. His hands are warm, and this morning it is a little cold. Now, the two are walking down the street, and they do look around. Okay, so let's see. Where should we start? I'm not too sure. This being where a loud sound is going to ring out, and the two they do look at each other. That was the first time that's ever happened, and from that sound, it was a ricochet. No, it was metal hitting something. Okay, that's not good. Now, Balko is going to pull her gun, as Deku is going to bring up his hands and light flames in them, talking about how this isn't good. Okay, what was that sound? I don't know. But that wasn't normal, was it? We've heard a lot of things, but never that one. Right. Okay, now, Deku just try to focus and listen. The sounds would echo off the buildings. I mean, hell, this place is entirely quiet other than the wind. Okay, so Deku hearing something. As he's gonna turn and go to run. And Balko, she's gonna follow after him. Her going to pull her bag up onto her shoulder again and gonna take off after him. As Deku, he does run around an area and into an alleyway, where he does find a scene. There's a blood trail on the ground, and there's a large hole in the side of a building. No, that would be a crack in the wall. Deku running over and going to look at it. They've passed by this area before, but okay, the blood, it's fresh. He can smell it. And Deku is going to look after the trail. Him following it as Balko, she'll see the very same thing. And whenever the two do walk out of the alleyway and look around the corner, they do see something strange. The blood trail goes into a building. And, well, it's not from an animal, right? An animal would just pick clean the body there. So whatever it was, that being what Deku does think. And right now, there is one for Deku. He does go to follow the trail, walking over to the building and looking inside, as there's nothing. What the hell? Now, Deku would walk into the building, and after he does call Balko over, she does follow him and find it. There's an animal here, and they're dead. Okay, their body is huge, and the trail of blood, it definitely is theirs. But then there's also this large wound it has on its chest. This was where it was killed. But this doesn't make sense. Whatever this wound is, it's hard to tell. Was it a gun wound or was it a weapon wound? The lacerations are so deep and, well, the way it looks like you're trying to use a knife to dig out the bullet. But that's not right, is it? Now, the two are confused by this. The body overall does look very good. And right now, there is the fact that it's still fresh, since it's warm. And the two, they do look at each other. They are not about to dismiss this. This is somebody's doing. Or an animal. But what type of animal has claws that large? I mean, wolves, they don't even have claws that large. And, well, that's where it gets tricky. Now, Deku, he actually is going to grab the animal. And whenever Bakugo is going to pull something out of her pack and hand it over to Deku, he does going to start dragging the body. Now, they do take it back to the base, and decide that for right now, scavenging the area is going to need to be a little off of the list of priorities, since they need to preserve what they can and get this animal skinned. Now, they do that, and afterwards, they do try to look into things a bit more, since there are a lot of questions about to be asked. Now, with that being said, we actually have over with Bakugo and Izumi. Now, the two do follow through on their plan, and Bakugo, he does go through the brain dance. However, he comes out of it acting a bit strange, and a little out of it mentally. Now, Bakugo, he would try to explain to Izumi, and Izumi, yeah. They were not really told about what was on the brain dance. They were just told that seeing it for themselves would be something that would be disturbing. And if both of them are going to see it, then they'll have to pay for that. At least double the price. Since this equipment, it isn't exactly cheap to use. And if they're not paying for it, then he's not going to risk damaging it. Now, Bakugo, he saw a few things that this client may have done. And he's seen exactly how things are in his mind. And it's very disturbing. The way the guy just acts in front of him. The way he treats people and everything he's seeing, it's just so disturbing. Now, Izumi, she could tell that Bakugo, he was basically mentally checked out after he still came back to his own senses. He seemed to be focusing on something. Now, Bakugo, he did tell Izumi a very short amount of what happened. He saw some shit that he would rather not say out loud. And all she really needs to know about this guy is if he is in front of them, to take the shot. Don't let him speak. And don't let him try to convince them of anything. And especially, do not take a deal from him. And Izumi, she found that quite odd. She didn't fully understand what Bakugo was talking about. At least at the time. And there was eventually where they got their people together, and they knew where the man would be. And the man, yeah, he decided to have a party at one of his larger places. And the gathering, it was attacked. The man's security at his residential house, or his large manor, it was quickly overtaken. They didn't expect a full-on assault to be taking place. However, whenever nomads came running up out of the forest, and basically coming around from all sides, security, they were spread out a bit thin. And then whenever somebody literally comes through ramming your front gate with a vehicle, it does sort of catch attention. Now, the man tried to get away, and Izumi and Bakugo, they followed the helicopter. And Izumi, whenever she did run out of ammo, this is what happened. She brought her hands up and got ready. Her pulling the helicopter down and out of the sky. And right now, there is where it does go smashing into the desert. And the man, he does somewhat try to wobble away, him falling forwards and onto his knees. And right now, he does feel somewhat messed up in his head. He's definitely hit his head and gotten a concussion. Okay, okay. What the hell happened? Asshole can't fly. Alright, alright. I know what I gotta do now. That being with the man, he does go to bring his hand up. And he does go to grab something. And there is actually Azumi, who she is walking forwards, and the man he does see her. Him going to bring his own hand up and try to fire a weapon at her. However, she does do one thing. She goes to sweep the weapon to the left, and the bullet, it does go to miss her directly. The man, he does feel his gun fly from his hand, and he does go look directly at Azumi, as she's going to bring up her other hand and directly force him backwards against the wall. Now, the man does smash against the helicopter, and he does feel himself being lifted up into the air. The blades are still spinning, and right now, there's Azumi. She is still pissed. In the weeks following their ambush, this man has been up to quite a bit. And there's even Bakugo. Bakugo, he's been quiet. And that is not something that she does like. Bakugo, he's a good guy. He's a good person. And while he would rather not kill, the fact is right now, she knows what Bakugo may have seen. And this man, from all of the research she's done on him, he needs to be killed. In the worst ways possible. In the most painful ways possible. He's had his hooks in Night City for too long. And right now, pulling those hooks out, they are going to help free Night City of some pretty bad shit. Now, the man, he does see Zumi, as he is surprised, asking her what the fuck is she doing. It's quite simple. You're about to die, so might as well tell you. We're not from this world. We travel to different ones. We don't know how, and we don't know why. However, in my world, I have telekinesis. The man being pulled forward and off of the wall. And currently he's floating. And right now, he does want to dispute that. What she just said sounds like crazy. However, there's no cybernetic that could do this. It's real. Why are you here? We don't even know that. Alright? Now, I'm going to kill you. And I want some questions answered. Wait, I'll pay you. What do you want? You'll pay us. To let you live? You really think that after all we did to get to you, we're gonna let you off? With what? A few $1,000s? A few million? No. You tried to kill us. All because you didn't like the data. You're some rich, prissy asshole. And you think that people will try to fuck you over. Granted, there are some. But the ones who are legit, they are legit. You're just paranoid. And right now, your paranoia isn't good. Izumi going to bring up her other hand. Her going to bolt into a fist as the matey does feel his shoulder pop out and break. Him screaming out in pain. Now, Izumi does tell him she can make it quick and painless. Or she can make it painful. She is the one who does get to decide. So, answer her questions. Now, the man has stared at her blankly. And Izumi, she's surprised. As the man, whenever he does go to look up again at her, his eyes are different. His eyes went from a brown to a blue color, and the area surrounding his iris, the white part of it, it's completely black. What the hell? Hello, Azumi. What are you? I see. So you already know I'm not the human. The human? You're... You're different. I am, aren't I? I see you found the way to escape this world. Good. The moment you kill this man, you will be teleported. And this place will be gone. Gone? What do you mean by that? Izumi? Her gonna don't turn her head. And Bakugo, he does look into the distance. The city. Everything behind them. It's not there. There's whatever that is. Oh God. That's nothing. It's actually nothing. He can't even see him. He can just see the road, and it just ends. Now, Izumi, she's paralyzed by that. They're looking into nothing. There's nothing that could have prepared them for that. Now, Izumi does turn back, trying to ask if there are different ways to escape the worlds. There are, yes. However, there is also ways to stay. Do you not wish to know them? No, I don't want to stay here. How do I get home? Get home? Izumi, there is no home to return to. You're lying to me. Izumi, look behind you and ask yourself that question again. Do you really think there's a home to return to? Now, Izumi, she doesn't want to say it, but into the distance she can see it. In the corner of her eye, there is nothing there. And it's creeping in. Now, Izumi, she's just confused. And she just gotta ask a question that it does feel right. It does seem hard to understand, but it's gotta be something right. What are you? Me? I am part of nothing. I am the void. The thing in between worlds. The thing that will consume. That will eat. That hungers. Now, is that it? I presume that you must kill this one quickly. Otherwise, you will find out more. Now, Izumi, she does feel the question hesitate. She wants to ask it, but she's just so... She's shaking. Why are we here? Why are we moving through worlds? Well, if I answer that, I will die. Then answer it now. Well, he will erase me from this reality. I know that much. However, I believe that it must be necessary. Izumi, you and Bakugo, along with Izuku and Katsuki, the four of you are jumping between worlds because he wants you to. Now, the man does start to disappear, and Izumi is going to quickly twist her wrist to break the man's neck. As the moment they do, well, jump, the man hit the ground. In the reality, it ceased to exist. Now, there actually was Izumi, who for a moment, she felt her breath get caught in her throat. Her taking a deep breath and so going to jump up. As right now, she does look around. And a ton of people, they're surprised. As the two people at the table with her, they are just staring at her. However, the fourth person, they're not saying a word. They're just staring down at their food. Izumi, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just I freaked out for a minute. I was zoning out and I was scared. Izumi tried to make a quick excuse, and she was gonna sit back down. This time looking at the two people in front of her. They're no. She knows them. Now, Izumi does see these two people, who they are dressed in uniforms. And she's gonna ask them exactly what's going on. Izumi, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just I don't feel right. Are you serious? Yeah. Sorry. I'm just she's feeling a bit under the weather, guys. Her turning and looking directly to see Isuku? Now, the moment she is going to see him, her eyes do somewhat widen. It's him. It's really him. Then, where's Bakugo? Where's her friend? Now, she is going to directly turn and look directly at him. She does want to somewhat throw herself towards him into a hug. However, at the same time, she's more worried about her friend. And there's actually whenever the two, they do look at her. Ask her if she really is going to be okay. To which Izumi, she does is someone going to nod before the two do going to stand up and walk away. Them going to go back to their job since their break is over. Now, Izumi does going to turn towards Izuku, asking him exactly what the hell happened. What are you talking about, Izumi? Where have you been? I've been here. No, I mean, where have you been for the last 2 years? I've just been here. What are you talking about? You're not him, are you? I don't know what you're talking about, Izumi. Listen, maybe the job's getting too stressful for you, okay? Just go have a seat somewhere and relax. If not, I'll tell my boss and he'll let you go. Go home, that is. At least, maybe back to the barracks. Now, Izumi, she is confused. However, she is going to look directly at his uniform. He's wearing a military uniform. And whenever she is going to look down at her own clothing, there's a military uniform. Okay. This doesn't seem too good. Wait. If this isn't Izuku, the one she is familiar with, it's another version of him. And then that means that Bakugo... No. Did she get split up? This isn't good. Now, with that being said, we do actually cut back over to Izuku and Katsuki. And the two, they actually have been noticing a few things. So far inside the city, over the last few weeks, it's been getting stranger. At first there was the deer. And then, well, certain places they just seem to have something strange about them. I mean, there were messages left behind. There were animals and there were even supplies that were already raided. Some that were just thrown open and left to rot. It seemed like someone was deliberately trying to play with them and toy with them. I mean, it's been freaking both of them out. And right now, it's hard to imagine. They're being stalked by somebody. And it's horrifying to think about. Now, we actually do have about at night, where Izuku, he is leaning against the wall, and he is thinking about a lot. As right now, he actually does feel his cold breath, or his warm breath cut into the cold night air, as he's going to see it somewhat appear when he breathes out. And Bakugo, she is lying there asleep. The two, they've been a bit worried. They know that there is something out there. And from what he does understand, Bakugo doesn't think it to be human. There have been strange scratches. They've seen them pop up. And there's also the fact that there's these things being left behind. The animals that they've been finding. It's just, it's disturbing to both of them. Now, Deku, he is listening. And right now he does get to hear something. However, he does get to look up and see nothing. Before, he does get to look over towards Bakugo. And right now, she does just go to jump up. And Deku, he does see her. As she does go to throw herself upwards onto her feet. And Deku, he does get to look at her, asking her what she's doing. However, she does get to look over towards her with her eyes. And Deku can tell that they're not normal. Bakugo. Deku going to reach down for his bow. As he does ask her if she's okay. I'm fine. Are you okay? I'm okay. Listen, are you okay? Your eyes, they're glowing yellow. I'm fine. We're gonna walk up and over to him. As Bakugo, she has asked Deku exactly what does he remember? What question is that? What do you remember? I want to know. Her getting closer and closer to him. And Bakugo, she does go to do one thing. She does go to drop the knife that's directly on the holster on her waist. Her pulling it out and letting go of it onto the ground. And Deku, he does somewhat stop backing away, asking her if she can clarify. What do you remember about me? You? I don't know anything. Other than the last year. That's it. Really? That's about it? Yeah, that's it. Why? I remember some of you. You do? Yes, I do. You did a lot. You thought about a lot. And you seem to just not know when to stop thinking, Izuku. Bakugo? Her getting right up into Deku's face. And going to reach out and put her hand onto his face. Talking about how he just doesn't know when to quit. He doesn't understand that failure is an option, does he? Bakugo? There is a way to leave here. Both of us. And, well, the option, it is interesting. There's also another way as well. Bakugo, what are you talking about? We're being hunted by you. What? We're being hunted by you. Alright, that's what's happening. The monster after us is you. A very, very bad version of you. One who's lost a lot in his life. Had to put down a lot of people close to him. And he suffered. He hurts. And right now, he's being given a chance to fix it. How do you know he won't? Besides, he's done a lot worse to people who were the closest ones to him. Killed his mom, killed my mom, and he killed me. He killed his best friend. Then, he killed the person he thought to be his brother. And he murdered. He became ruthless. Somebody that we would never want to encounter. In the modern world, we'd call him a villain. However, he'd call it surviving. No use for heroes anymore. All danger and all skill. That's what we're up against. This environment here, it's native to him. And he is dangerous. Now, Bakugo, she does stir up a Deku. And Deku, he's alarmed. Bakugo, what's going on? There is a lot going on, Izuku. However, whenever we can tell you, we will. However, we're not too sure if he would like that. He? Who is he? Now, Balko, she's gonna open her mouth. However, before she can even say anything, her nose just started to bleed. And Deku, he feels this strange noise in his head. He just can't. His nose starting to bleed as well. As both Balko and Deku, they would fall onto the ground. And the two, they're disoriented by whatever the hell they just heard. It sounded just. It didn't. No. The noise. No. With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.